to show you today is our brand new timing tool from Innova. This little baby is your dream come true. Whether you're right next door to us here in Michigan or Tennessee, or clear across the country, now you'll be able to time your machine without a problem. And taking to note that it looks a little difficult the first time around, but remember the first time that you drove, how difficult that was and how you always were stiff and all that. The more you use this tool, the easier that it becomes. If you watch the video the way that Rick's using it, you'll see that it's very, very easy. So visit our website at www.accomplishedquilting.com or call our Michigan store and order this tool. Great, we'll ship it right out to you and you'll be able to time your machine anytime that you need to without having to call us in extra cost. Have a great day. Come see us here at our new store. We're going to show you how to use the timing tool today. Rick is here from Accomplished Quilting, our lead tech, and Deb Holtis is here with us as well. She wanted to see how the timing tool worked, and because she was here visiting, we thought this was the best time to actually get a video of it so that we can help you all at home. Okay, Rick, you want to show us and walk us through this?
Sure. So you move the machine over, you can't be over the fabric, blocks things. You can lift the handlebars if you want, it gives you a little bit of extra space, but you don't need to, it just depends on your preference. Come up here, and you gotta loosen the bolt, because you do need to tilt the head and remove the hopping foot for this, which is just the screw on the side here. So loosen the screw, and do be very careful when you're taking this off. There's a spring underneath the hopping foot that you definitely don't want to lose. So take the screw out, there's the spring. Nothing's actually holding the spring up, it just pops right out. So you do need to remove those. You do need to take the needle plate off as well, so go ahead and get these two screws. Leave the needle plate on for just a moment because you do need to get the needle centered again. So swing it back down, put the needle bar back down, and retighten the bolt up top here just to make sure it stays centered where it's supposed to. Then you can pop the needle plate up and off like so. All right, next, there's two parts to the timing tool. The first one is for setting the needle bar's height to the proper height. So there's no guesswork or anything involved with that. And there's 3 screws on the front here. You need to loosen the 3 of these. You don't have to take these all the way off, just loosen them up a little bit so that you can actually lift the screen up and off. And once that's done, you want to lower the needle bar or the needle down to its lowest possible position. And if you just watch the needle bar, you'll see where it starts going back up. That's where you want it to be. And doing so also brings this screw down where you can see it. And you want to go ahead and loosen that up. Again, you don't have to take this one all the way out, just loosen it a little bit. And that'll let you freely move the needle bar here. So now that you can move the needle bar, you want to take the thin end of this tool and pop it in the bobbin hook. And then once that's there, drop the needle bar down until it touches it. And then you can retighten this here. And your needle bar is now the correct height. So no guesswork involved. Just drop it down until it touches and you're good to go. And this tool can come back out. So underneath in this bobbin area, there's a little positioning finger. It's this positioning finger here. Yep. That needs to be moved out of the way for this. You don't have to take it off, but you do have to move it out of the way. There's an Allen bolt right over here. You got to loosen that up and then just scoot it out of the way. And you've got this little I don't know what you want to call this, but that's, we'll get to that one in just a moment. And then there's this piece at the bottom. It's important to note that there is a groove right there. We'll be using that shortly.
Yeah, you can see the groove right there.
It's a little difficult to see, but it's very important to know where that is. So there's the 2 notches here, needle bar, presser foot bar. This goes down, and those clamp on. You want to make sure this guy is actually underneath like this, and then with that in place, you want to raise this up until this guy is touching this. Tighten it down so it locks into place.
Right.
Once that's done, you actually want to move this out of the way and turn your hand crank up here counterclockwise.
Let's see, hand crank.
The hand crank.
Okay, there we go. Now hand crank.
Counterclockwise until the rest of this is now touching here. And that sets it to the correct position. Now the groove I was talking about comes into play. So the finger or the hook of your bobbin case, which is this point right here, is actually going to go into that groove like so. You want it all the way over, all the way forward into that groove. Once that's in position, that's when you want to go ahead and retighten these. I mean, you're only going to have access to one right now, but you can go ahead and just turn it, make sure you're holding it in position in that groove. Get that tight. Once you get this one tight, you can loosen this back up and pop it off. Maybe. There we go. Go ahead and rotate it so that you can get to the other one. Tighten that one up too. All right. The last step is just going to be getting that positioning finger back into place. So get the needle bar out of the way. Flip the black part of the bobbin case back around. Then you need to start tightening the bolt underneath here. So I usually find it's good to have a small screwdriver. You have to make very sure that you don't want this all the way in like this. That's going to break your thread, and you don't want it out. It needs to be roughly like this, where the end of that silver piece is roughly even with the end of this part of the groove. See, there's that little notch right there. You want to try and get those as even as you reasonably can, which is a little challenging just because as you tighten the screw, it's going to want to move around. That's why I find a screwdriver is helpful, because as you get it into place, if it moves a little bit, you can use the screwdriver and nudge it back in.
Challenging. A bit.
Little
Do it
challenging.
once or twice, and then it'll be like.
Yeah, it's once you learn how to use it. I mean, there is a bit of learning curve in the timing tool itself, but once you get used to it, you can't mess up the timing. It's not really. It's designed so that you can't do that. And all that's left is putting all the stuff you took off back on.
So what causes the timing to get out of sync?
It takes a lot. A lot of people misinterpret what their machine is doing with, like the needle bar could be in the wrong position, and they'll think it's going out takes a lot. And a lot of people, like if the needle bar's the wrong height, you're going to get your thread breaks. People assume timing's wrong. They start messing with that. More often than not, they make things worse than they actually are. But if the needle bar height is set correctly, and you're still getting thread breaks, your tension's good, all that, then your timing may be off. And helps a lot to have a tool to fix it.
Will your timing, with age of the machine, will it also decrease the timing?
I mean, it depends on how the machine is used, really. It's possible, but not likely.
So it really should not go out of time.
Correct. Not by itself.
Not normal use.
Yeah, make sure you get the spring back up in there. Right there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not so hard. Order that tool today. We have it on our store, or call our store. Our website is www.accomplishquilting.com, and we'll ship that tool right out to you today. Why don't you come visit us at our new store? We'd love to have you, and we'll be doing some really fun and interesting classes coming up. So check out our website. Come join us.